Well, hello all and welcome back. So we're going to continue working on the 94 SL600 today. Just to recap, bought this car from a fellow in North Carolina. It had some issues with it as far as he knew. Definitely the engine wiring harness needed replaced. And he was clear, it hadn't been driven in a while, had some other problems going on. So I figured, what the heck, let's give it a whirl. So far, what we've done is we have replaced the main engine wiring harness. There's a video on that. These are known to go bad. They're biodegradable. In all of Mercedes' brilliance, they decided to make a wiring harness that would fall apart intentionally. Interesting. So we did that, and the engine did fire up. We replaced the ADC pump, ADS pump, which is the pump that does the power steering and the suspension. So we have a car that's now sitting correctly, and the suspension works. It feels pretty good. There's no warning lights there. We replaced all 4 hydrogen spheres on the car to get the suspension damping correct. Let's see. Now, have we done anything else? Probably, but it's going to need a lot more. As brilliant folks have said, these cars are like onions. Every time you fix something, something else comes up, and I don't expect it to end anytime soon. It's right at the end of the year. If I could get this thing up and running by April for convertible season, that'd be fantastic. So what we're going to do next is, it does run, it fires up, but it runs like garbage. It's in some sort of limp mode. And I suspect that there's an issue with the throttle bodies and or the computer, the module for the throttle body. These 6-liter V12s have basically 2 engines put together and separate controls for each. So on each side of the engine, left and right, you have obviously separate mass airflow sensors, separate intakes, but maybe most interesting is this throttle body is really controlled by this one. So this one has some mechanical linkage to it, and this one is actuated electrically, and they have to be in sync, of course, right, to keep the engine in balance. And I suspect that's what's wrong with mine right now, is either the mechanics of one of those 2 throttle bodies is bad, I think it's called EGR module, one of these ones, EGAS module maybe, right there, this one is bad, or they're all 3 bad, because if one of the throttle bodies is bad, it can cause the other one and the EGAS module to go bad. So the possible culprits here are the motors inside the throttle bodies or the wiring harness. Again, remember that? So they have a pretty simple wiring harness that goes down and into the throttle body on both sides. Could be that wiring harness is bad. It's corroded again, and they're just shorting out. So let's fire it up. I'm going to hook up my Star Diagnostics. We'll see what kind of codes we're pulling, and then do a little bit of poking around, see if we can find out what's wrong with it. And I haven't done any of this yet. I'm just going to kind of let you do it real time with me, and we'll see if we can figure this out, or see if I do something stupid or crazy or get myself hurt. All right, hold on. Okay, so we're in the car. Let me show you what it's doing, and then we'll go about diagnosing. So it started, it's running, the idle is terrible. It's just choking out, it won't really rev up. That ASR light is on. It could be in limp mode. There's also an issue with the steering angle sensor, so it could be both, but we're going to use Star Diagnostics and try to figure out exactly what's going on here. Sorry about the noise. You can see, maybe, I don't know, through the haze a little bit. The car is running super rich right now. It's just dumping fuel into one of the banks because of this problem. So take a look. That's what all the smoke is from. It smells like total fuel. Let's see here. Okay, so we got Star Diagnostics going. LH1 and LH2 is the sides of the engine, so that's what is going on with our computer here. I'll show you when I pinch the wires on this mass airflow sensor. It's going to show you a problem on Star Diagnostics. So I'm going to pinch this wire But watch the screen. See how that hot wire goes from 3.7 and 5 to 12, 13 and 5. That shouldn't be happening. So I'm concerned that the wiring loom in that driver's side, right-hand side mass airflow sensor is bad. So let's open it up and see. Okay, so we're going to open up this loom here on this mass airflow sensor, the LH1. And I suspect we're going to find ugliness. And I hate it because I have no idea how I'm going to fix this. Try to be careful so that if there isn't a whole lot of damage, we don't make more damage. Gentle. Yeah, that's going to be a problem. Alrighty, so I can see, but let's show you. Let's get you right in here so you can see the ugliness. So, thank you, Mercedes, for the biodegradable wiring harness. Good Lord, what are you doing to me? You're killing me, Smalls. So that's a mess. A total mess. And I wonder if the other side is the same. Oh, man. Seriously? I mean, how much were these cars? $90,000, $100,000. You're going to make the wiring harness out of Play-Doh? All right, so let's open up the other side and see what's going on there. Now, I want to give credit because there's a guy on YouTube already. His name is Victor. He doesn't know me. I don't know him, but he's in Brooklyn. And he has a ton of videos on these Mercedes V12, and I've watched several of his. So most of these thought processes are his. So Victor at restoreyourmercedes.com, thank you for posting the videos you've posted. I have a feeling I'll be contacting you because he has done all the, he's done all this before. And he may be the person that rebuilds this wiring loom. The main engine harness, that was a piece of cake. That's just a part. It clicks on and off on two ends. But boy, this one, man, I hate to guess where it ties in and how bad it's going to be. So let's check the other side, see what's going on over there, and we'll know. I mean, surely if one's bad, the other one's bad. It's not like they didn't use the same crappy wiring on both sides. Oh, Mercedes, you're killing me. Why would you ever do such a thing? All right, let's open this one up. Damn it. Here we go. My wife believes that if you open the knife, you have to close the knife. Somebody else can't close it. It's bad luck. Oh, I'm surprised this thing even runs. Okay. Wow. Oh boy. So that's bad. I'm going to do some research. We will figure out how far back this goes, maybe, and who knows, maybe there's a part we can buy to just replace this. But It's bad. Oh, Mercedes. See you in a bit. Alrighty, so now that we've figured out that Mercedes biodegradable wiring harness extends to more than just the fuel injection harness, I kind of knew that. I wasn't sure if I had that trouble on this car, but obviously those wires are just disintegrating. So I could cut the harness, you know, every 4 or 5 inches back into the loom and see if it's still disintegrating and patch in. But the best thing to do is just to go all the way back to the ECU for the mass airflow sensors and patch into the pins there at the harness at the ECU. So let me show you what I'm talking about. Here's our 12-cylinder engine in various pieces and parts. We got the mass airflow sensors just laying here. This is the harness that's bad. And of course, that's where the wires were that were terrible. And it routes down, around, through, underneath the box, and then into where the ECUs go here. I've taken the ECUs out, and I'll show you kind of a step-by-step on this later, but I just want to kind of lay out what we're going to do first. So I've taken both ECUs out for each mass airflow sensor. It's these front two. And if you look down in there, you can see, you know, you still really can't get to the wires. You can see the wires, but can't get to them. So the plan is going to be to go ahead and take this box out, this metal box, just the top half of it, hopefully, so I can get to the wires underneath. And then we'll use our new mass airflow sensor harness. Mercedes actually makes a repair kit for these that you get the pigtail and then the wires, of course. And then I'll use some soldered connectors to connect these wires into the pins at the ECU. And hopefully, then if we do that for both sides, of course, we'll route the new wires, just cut the connector off the old wire, leave it, and hopefully this car will run. So probably what will happen is it will run and a different light will come on, and we'll have to figure out what's going on next, because I'm still not sure that my throttle actuators are correct. So that's what's next for the Mercedes. We'll do that. I also have a new little project on the way. I don't want to share too much of it yet, but it's not too far outside the wheelhouse of what I've been working on. So look for that to arrive next week. We'll do a step-by-step and hopefully fix this wiring harness. Thank you very much. Well, let's do it this way. We'll fix it in post.